Why would they be happy? It's not as if they thought that when you were governor that you did transformational things that they were looking back to.
Well, compared to others, they knew that I did much, much better. And nobody will go there to perform magic. But I did much, much better than the others, and the records are there. The records are there, and that's what people are still talking about till tomorrow. Education, my landmarks are there. Before I became governor, pupils were carrying desks and benches to school. You see them in the morning all carrying wooden furniture. That's the desks and benches they will use in school. Within 3 months, I said, when I started primary school in that terrain, and I never even knew when benches and desks arrived at school. And I said, we must bring the good time back, and we brought it back. And within 3 months, nobody was carrying desks and benches to school. I introduced a lot of schemes into education, and the results were also sparkling. School start, we were ranging in the 30s rank. We went to number 8, and this is number 8 that everybody saw and knew that was pure, without any infringements. And people were getting more confident in the system. Teachers were doing their jobs, and pupils were doing their learning. So they knew in my time.
Well, Fayemi was known to have done very well in education too, because he also modernized the computers, and I saw all of this with computerization, with also building up more schools, bringing even software engineers to bring applications to schools and so on. We also did that. You did your own, but he did his own too.
I am not going to criticize anybody. I'm not here to criticize anybody. I brought laptops to secondary schools, and it was boarding secondary schools. And I said it very clearly: we are not going to give individual laptops to children who will lose them on their way home or on their way from school. And every child, SS1, had it. SS2 was preparing for it. School resumed October, and I left October. They were ready for the second wave. The reason I gave them laptops, individual laptops, and I made the school environment VSAT enabled. So you don't have to pay for data or anything. Just have your laptop and use it anytime. Do whatever you like. When teachers came to me and they said, you haven't taught us anything. What are we going to teach this? I said, no, you are not to teach them. What friendship is why we brought it. We want the child, the average Ekiti child in secondary school, to become a friend of the computer. So you don't teach friends what to say to one another. By now, over a decade of friendship, we'll probably have produced 1 or 2 apps that the world will buy off an Ekiti boy or girl that will become wealth for the owner. So we brought in computers. We were the first to do that, and it was individual at secondary school level. I must say, I'm not going to talk about whatever other people did, because I am not privileged to be there to see it and how it affects the pupils.
Well, I think you said the PDP and APC people went to the State House to jubilate that you're out of the race. Are you saying that this is a contest of a gang up between two parties? You mean Oyebanji is not necessarily there to win, and Kolawole is not necessarily there to win, but they're just there to get Oni out of the race? Some people will say maybe you're just being paranoid.
No, I'm not paranoid. The people of Ekiti know I'm not paranoid. Why will I be paranoid? Why will I be
Now,
paranoid?
do you have the structure? Because, we've had a PDP there for years. You were PDP before you became, in fact, you were AC before you became PDP to become ACN to PDP, now SDP. You've run the full gamut. But you know, too, that PDP has a structure. What they mean by structure is that, many Nigerians don't understand what it means. It means that you have people in key areas that have people who can deliver the goods in various strategic parts of the state, and that ACN also has it. That SDP is just a baby.
I'm happy that when you were defining structure, you mentioned people.
Yes.
In democracy, structure means people. Where there are people, the structure is there. And I'm talking about a formation that is built firmly on people. Go and check. Virtually all the polls that we have seen has given it to us. We are supposed to be the newest on the block. They have given it to us.
Well, who ran these polls? Are you sure these polls are okay? Some of them are social media polls, and we have seen that social media does not really tell us the story on the ground.
There is one.
In one of the contests, in one of the primary contests, social media gave it to one candidate, and the election gave it to another candidate. But some people may say, well, maybe it's not social media, maybe it was manipulation, as you would say. But but that has been the story.
Well, there's the NOI polls, for example, and that's one of the most reputable that you can get in this environment. And even the NOI polls said we're running neck to neck then.
Neck and neck with who?
With APC. But even the neck and neck is no longer neck and neck. I know that if we were running neck and neck then, it means we can as well say we are coasting home, because the way this system is arranged is such that whoever has been there longer can only lose people. Whoever is there newly can only gain people. And that's what happens. This is...
You're showing confidence now, but you have already alleged that ACN and Governor Fayemi are using incumbency factors in a number of ways. One of them was the payment of salaries to political appointees, whereas you said those people were supposed to get the pay who were working in the civil service and so on have not been getting it.
No, I didn't say that. I can't remember.
Your people were alleged.
People said that. Yes. I always want everybody that worked to be paid.
Yes.
That's my position. Why would you keep people in employment without paying them? It is not right, and it is criminal government when you put people in employment and you are not paying them as at when due. So I will always want people to be paid as at when due. It doesn't matter to me what people try to use their incumbency to do.